Subscription fatigue has changed the way that we consume content and the way that we buy. And I'm going to go over what that means. So, about a week or two ago, I was watching a documentary here on YouTube. It's one of my favorite pastimes to watch documentaries on like artists, watch documentaries on different businesses, and basically anything. And so in this specific documentary, they were talking about how Disney Plus lost 38 million subscribers over the course of, I think it was like a few years. So no more than like 3 years. And so the takeaway was, it wasn't that Disney Plus wasn't making good content. Like, of course they were making good content. Who doesn't love a good Disney movie? But the thing was, they didn't necessarily know how to keep people's attention in this sort of like world where we have like an endless amount of subscriptions. And so they compared the Disney Plus to Netflix, which has actually been growing. And they have been growing their subscriber base and getting more people in. And so what exactly did Netflix do differently that Disney Plus did, right? So what Netflix did differently was they started creating their own original content. I forgot which percentage of their content is like original, but most of their content right now is original content. So they have people coming back to Netflix for that specific reason. And if you're like one of those people that like to sort of like subscription hop, let me know down in the comments. But Netflix was able to hold people by creating these original movies, original TV shows. And that was just something that Disney Plus hasn't quite figured out how to do. Or they just quite didn't do it yet. And so what does this have to do with YouTube? Because that was the connection that I was making. And I was like, you know what? People are kind of doing the same thing on YouTube. So like YouTube and also in business as well. So people are like hopping from like channel to channel, like with their interests. So they might follow like multiple people who talk about the same thing. People are hopping from sort of like membership to membership, coach to coach. And it's because there's like an abundance of it out there. Now, YouTube is one of the most watched platforms on TV right now, even ahead of Netflix. So abundance is actually a good thing in this case because there's like an abundance of content, there's an abundance of people to watch. But how do you get people to come back and hold their attention? Now, I've been in my YouTube analytics recently, and there's this interesting analytic that I've been seeing and I've been keeping a close eye on, and it's how many viewers actually return. So, and what I was seeing is most of my viewers on my channel is actually new viewers. So like the majority, maybe like 60% of viewers to my channel are like new. And then there's two others. So there's like casual viewers. So maybe viewers that have returned within the past 6 months. And there's like returning viewers. So these people are watching, every month or within the past 28 days. So that's the way YouTube puts it. And this actually matters. So when you think about YouTube and its features, it kind of mirrors those other media platforms like Netflix and Disney Plus. So for example, YouTube also has a watch later button. So you come on YouTube and you might just scroll a few times, and because YouTube sort of like homepage changes so often, you'll press the videos that you want to come to and the videos that you're going to watch later. Now, I will say that YouTube is probably the only platform where I'll press watch later and then actually like come back to watch the videos later. So we gotta have to think to ourselves, how do we make ourselves, you know, bingeable in a sense, to where people want to watch later and to come back. And my answer to that is to create playlists, or kind of like bingeable series. So how do we apply all of this information to our content? So if you're creating YouTube content right now, just think about these 3 to 4 things. So one is to stop thinking in individual videos and think about how you can think about like chapters, or think about what is the next video that you could do to naturally keep people watching. And so the second thing is to turn your ideas into short series. We call them playlists here on YouTube. I keep calling them series, but the thing is a playlist. So 4 to 5 videos in one playlist. Now, if you go to my channel, if you go to the playlist section, you'll notice how I have different playlists for like different things that I talk about. Right now, it's probably not the case because I'm more like testing out experiments. But I will be going back to creating like specific playlists. Right now, the playlist is just like my reflections and just like thinking out loud to get all of these ideas out. The next thing that you could do is name the journey. So naming your playlists, because your playlists are actually searchable too. So people can not only find your individual videos, but they can find your playlist in search too. I've used YouTube search, and I found some of my playlist in there. So for example, I had an outsourcing video editing playlist. I've searched up on YouTube and found that playlist along with the videos. And so the last thing is, and I mentioned this a little further back in the video, but designing your channel for returning viewers instead of like new viewers. This is how you're going to keep the attention. This is how you're going to warm viewers up to buy from your content. It actually answers a lot of different questions that we have. Like, okay, how do we keep people watching? How do we make more sales? The answer is to create more playlists. Now, if you want help with this, I am actually holding a workshop next month, and it's going to be the YouTube for Business workshop. I'm going to be going over how I use playlists on my YouTube channel, and I'm also going to be going over some new YouTube trends that's going to be happening in 2026. So if you're interested in that, then head down to the description box and sign up. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.